Oh man, once again we're back on Instagram. Okay, we're doing an Instagram live tonight. We don't normally do this anymore. We're gonna do one tonight, just because for old time's sake, really. So we're just gonna be over here messing around, see if we can get something profound in the canister for tonight. All right. So as always, tonight there's gonna be a public service announcement. The public service announcement for tonight is let me. If you let them shenan once, best believe they're going to shenan again. Okay. So you just take that with you and apply it to your daily lives. Okay. If you let them shenan once, they're going to shenan again. That's true, man. That's true. I believe that in my whole heart. So boom. So one of the things I want to talk about on the show today is it fair that wealthy women who get divorces have to pay alimony to their ex-husbands? Is that fair? The reason why I bring it up is, one, I just seen a video, I think it was a quote from Mary J. Blige talking about it's not fair, it's extortion, this, and that. But she's not the only one. Halle Berry kind of said the same thing about child support, where she says it's not fair, it's extortion, blah, blah, blah. About child support, I think she's paying like $10,000 a month, which is crazy. I agree that that's crazy. But supposedly the reason why they end up paying is the same reason why wealthy men end up paying women. And that is that once they grow accustomed to a certain quality of life, you can't just take it from them. You can't just take it from them like, oh, well, you didn't earn this with me, so you don't get to enjoy the spoils of it into your old age. But that works both ways. You know what I mean? Why should a woman live in a lap of luxury just because she was married to a wealthy man, and it not work the same way for a man? So I guess it's an attempt for the courts to exercise the fact that men and women enjoy equal. What do they call it? Equal protection under the law. That's the phrase that they use in court. Men and women enjoy equal protection under the law. So if it is the case that a woman who grows accustomed to a certain lifestyle and then gets a divorce and she's entitled to alimony or spousal support, then it should be the same as for a man. But do you think that's true? Do you think it's true that it's fair? And it should go both ways like that. I'm sure there'll be some opinions on both sides of that argument. Opinions on both sides of that argument. So that's number one. But Mary J. Blige, who else? Britney Spears is another well-documented example of that, where her kids are taken away and given to the father, and she had to pay a crazy amount of child support and so on and so forth. And that dude, Kevin Federline, was like a backup dancer or something. Like her baby dad, Britney Spears. So, he wasn't rich by any stretch. But he's chilling now, man. I don't know if he's ever had to work another day in his life after that. That's crazy. What's going on, True? So that's the crazy part. Do you think it's fair that Britney Spears' baby dad didn't have to work another day in his life after he was awarded custody and child support? Again, if it's good for the goose, it should be good for the gander. If it's equal protection under the law. What you think? So then, y'all ever had flirting go too far? Have you ever experienced flirting going too far, where you find yourself in a situation that you did not think you were going to find yourself in, just because you were feeling some type of way one day and thought, oh, it would be cool or fun or funny to mess around with this person? That can get crazy. Like, the video I saw was the young lady was on a flight to another city, another state, because flirting had gone too far. I believe that is a true thing, man. I believe that can happen. It can straight up happen, where you just talking that jive, and then y'all start, well, why don't we do it right now? We can do it right now. And y'all try to prove who's really about it and who's playing around, and then so now they took it a step, so you got to take it a step further to prove that it ain't you that's playing around, it's them. And really, both of y'all was playing around, but also there's a plane ticket that got bought. And that needs to be dealt with as well. So, man, yeah, next thing you know, man, like, what am I doing? That's the thing. You finally get on that flight, I know it has to cross your mind. What am I doing? What am I doing? But it probably ends up being a good time at the very least. That's what I think. I think if you go, it don't mean you're going to get in a relationship. It doesn't mean it's going to work out. I think you'll at least have a good time. You know what I mean? It'd just be something that you did one time. That was crazy, but it ended up working out. Maybe you would never do it again, but whatever. Yeah. We all make decisions in life, man. We got to go out there and get after it. If you're going to find love, you got to do something that you probably wouldn't normally do. Right? Nothing else has worked. So, that's crazy, though. I believe flirting is like that, man. But it'd be funny, too, when people, like, flirt with you extra hard, and then when they see you in person, act like they never said none of that. They act like they don't know what you're talking about. And really, it's not that they don't know what you're talking about. It's that they were feeling that way that day. And today, they don't feel that way anymore. You know? Maybe they had something to drink. You know? Maybe they were just high on life. You know, that particular day. But today, they're feeling normal. More like the normal selves. And their normal selves are not outgoing. And don't want to do anything social. Especially not with you, who could be a near stranger at that point. Boom, so that's that. This something I want to discuss, but I'm gonna wait for another time because I need more time for this one. What's going on, Chris? Boom. People who get drunk and then you run away or separate yourselves from your friends. Where are you going? Why are you doing that? Why do you do that? Okay? I feel like there's a reason for it. Okay? The people that do it know that they do it, and they know what they're doing when they do it. Alright? So now you're drunk, and you're starting to feel like it's adventure time. You go off on a solo mission, and you purposely don't tell anybody where you're going or what you intend to do. You just leave. Okay? And so what happens then is that all the people that you went out with spend the rest of the evening looking for you. And then you reappear when you feel like it and act like there's nothing wrong with what you just did. You're an adult, and you should be free to leave a club without telling anybody and go on a solo adventure in the middle of downtown and reappear when you feel like it, and everybody can just be okay with that. But eventually your friends are. That's the scary part. Eventually your friends just expect you to do it, understand that you did it, and they don't look for you. And that's not good, especially you ladies. Especially for you ladies. If you disappear on your friends and they don't look for you anymore because that's just what you do, that's not a place you want to find yourself in. Okay? It's scary out here for women, man. Life is scary for women. So, don't be the person that's crying wolf all the time, disappearing on your friends, not saying nothing, and they just grow to expect you to not be there. Because, sometimes you can find yourself in a situation where time is of the essence. So to, have a bunch of people that just expect not to hear from you for the next 24 to 72 hours, because that's what you do, that ain't good business. It's not good for business, ladies. But I just want to know, for the people that do it, people that get drunk and then walk away from their friends purposely without saying anything, where are you going and why are you doing that? What's the plan? What's the plan? So let me know that in the comments. Boom. I will talk about one thing that should be obvious to you if you listen to music, but if it's not, it is about to be obvious to you. So you got to notice that there are trends in music where you can kind of tell where the cultural milieu is going to be going, how we're going to be transitioning to a new thing here shortly, right? So I think, there are different examples of it, but I think for musically, we transitioned to a mumble rap kind of thing, and from there, it seemed like Afro beats for a while just became really heavy in the culture, where collabs with people of African descent, or even songs from Africa, Nigeria, and all these other places became mainstream, and they were winning awards at the award shows and stuff like that. People like Thames and Ayra Starr and what's the girl's name with the water? You know what I mean? African people from Africa winning American awards for their music, and it just took over, man. Afrobeats was just what it is for a long time. But I think the next transition you probably have already seen if you're really plugged in, or you will see if you're not, is, man, hip-hop music in the Queen's English. Okay? Great Britain. Stamp it. Great Britain and their music is going to make its way to the States in a very real way. Now, you know, you probably already heard the song with Lil Baby and the dude from Great Britain. I forget his name. He looked like a white dude. He might not be white. He might be mixed or something, but he looked white to me. But it don't matter. Point is, that's the sound, man. That's the sound you're going to hear. And it's weird because it kind of was already here in New York drill rap. Because if you listen to the instruments and the beats that they use in New York drill rap, that's the same stuff. It probably originated in England, and they just started using that in New York drill rap. So now it's kind of opened the door for some of the overseas stuff, the imports, to come over here and sound like stuff that we're used to hearing, and therefore have a foot in the door to become mainstream, you know, get a lot of plays and a lot of spins on our radios. So I think that's the thing, man. Prepare yourself. And then the popularity of the show Supercell, I think is what it's called, where, you know, the black folks, that's superheroes, and they from England. There's a lot of hip hop in that show that was in the Queen's English. So, you know, to have a mainstream movie success type deal going on with Great Britain, on top of the sound already kind of being here in New York drill rap, I just feel like the environment is ripe for a takeover of rap from Great Britain, or at least artists. Start seeing more and more artists, you know, doing collabs with American artists or on their own having success. So boom, you heard it here first. Great Britain and their hip hop is going to be making its way across the states. Boom, boom, boom. Did y'all see that Drake's house flooded? Drake's house flooded. Which is bananas. And there's more bananas because he's been having a tough go. I don't know if you noticed. Drake's been having a little bit of a tough go. And it's so weird because I think we all used to root for Drake because he was like the nerd, you know what I mean? Like, sort of like had that Pharrell thing going on where Pharrell was a nerd, so nobody really bothered him. Nobody really poked fun at him, nothing. Just let him rock. And he was successful musically. But nobody cared, you know, nobody was trying to stop him or beef with him or nothing like that. We just let, you know, Pharrell do his thing. And we kind of was like that with Drake. Like, you know, he sings songs, he's harmless. Let him do his thing. And then he got really, really, really big. Drake got really, really, really big. He got like Beatles big, you know what I'm saying? Like breaking records and stuff. And then he had some scuffles with some folks, you know, some spats here and there. And then he did some stuff, man, and, you know, there's no denying some of that stuff is out there in the media already where Drake did some stuff. He rubbed some people the wrong way. He was involved in some things he may or may not should have been involved in. You know, he did some stuff. So then after that, you know, he started to become fair game, right? A couple people took shots at him. Didn't really go well for them. But, you know, obviously this time, you know, he's not the underdog anymore, right? So I think the thing was with Pusha T, when that joint happened, he was kind of still the underdog because even though he was bigger than Pusha T as far as hits go, I mean, nobody thought lyrically, you know, he was going to stand a chance. And when the songs, you know, when the dust settled and the songs were out, you know Drake had kind of stood toe-to-toe with Pusha T, and I think that was the thing that made it so people felt like he won. Because it was like, yo, he wasn't supposed to be nowhere near you, and actually, you kind of got to admit he stood toe-to-toe, declare a winner for the underdog. But now he come up with Kendrick, man. He's not an underdog anymore. You know what I mean? He sold too many records to be an underdog. So, you know, lyrically we already knew what it was when it comes to Kendrick, but You know, we felt like maybe Drake would make your diss track into a hit. It turns out to be the opposite. Kendrick made his diss track into a hit. And now he's got more streams and streams and streams and streams. I think he's the number 2 on Spotify under Eminem right now. Kendrick Lamar is. And I don't, you know, go figure how Eminem is the number 1 streaming artist on Spotify. Because what song are we talking about? Anyway, point is, Kendrick Lamar is number 2. And I really feel like Not Like Us has run its course. I'm done with it. I don't know if there's still something y'all need to accomplish with it. I'm done with it. I don't need commercial breaks. They play in the beat for like basketball. Like, come on, man, we heard it. We don't need it. It's okay. We heard it. You know. Now the spin-offs of it. It's too much. Not Like Us is over with. Please, y'all. Enough. But anyway, point being, that happened to Drake. Then there's all these allegations now come out of this beef about, you know, all these things that he may or may not be involved in, people that he's hiding from, you know, the media and, you know, like family members and stuff, secret family members nobody knows about, stupid stuff. Then his house flooded. Oh yeah, and his bodyguard got shot. I mean, that man's been having a tough go. You know, whether you're a Drake fan or not, you gotta admit, it's been hard on the kid here lately. So, shout out to Drake. I feel like the whole Drake beef thing, I think Kendrick won. I mean, obviously, you're going to have to say he did. There's just too many, whatever media or whatever measurement device you would use for who wins the rap beef, I think Kendrick would have won. I'm still going to listen to Drake songs. They were good songs. They were good songs. It's like saying you're not going to listen to R. Kelly anymore. You are. Okay? You are. Don't agree with nothing he did, but you're still going to listen to these songs. I mean, they were good songs. Anyway, shout out to Drake. Get well soon, or whatever people say. I don't know. Said, hey, a joke that said, dudes used to take our girls out and like, you know, make a real romantic kind of evening, and you know, make sure that it's understood that it's leading to something here later on. We're gonna, you know, see what it is. And then when you get there, you get in the room, you're ready to go. She's ready to go. But hold up, wait. I can't. I'm spotting. Tell you're spotting, fellas. She may not know what that means. But most of the time, we don't know what it means either. So we're even. Okay? Tell her you can't go because you're spotting. See how she likes it. See how she likes it. Okay? It ain't right. Right? It ain't right. It ain't Christian. That's just something I like to say. I'm spotting. Y'all are too much. You know, honestly. You're an adult, okay? Get a towel. Anyway, the first time you meet her parents. Fellas, the funniest thing you could do is the first time you meet your new girlfriend's parents, pretend that she mistreats you. Okay? Pretend that she mistreats you. Like, what I like to do is, like, when you meet the parents and stuff, every time she, like, moves towards you at all, duck, like you're used to getting hit. And then when they're like, what is that? You know, play it off like nothing. Oh, no. That's just me. But then every single time, make sure you duck. Because that's hilarious, man. What if they're gonna pull her to the side and want to talk to her about how she treats you? Okay, fellas? Okay? So when you meet her parents for the first time, duck every time she moves towards you or comes near you, especially at the dinner table. She's like just reaching to get something. So she reaches across you, duck. I'm out here, Sarah. What's going on? I'm out here. I'm giving the fellas tips, okay? So you just missed it. You missed my other tip. You got to go back and rewind for that one. But you heard this one. Duck, fellas. Let it be known that you're getting mistreated. So her parents can talk to her about being nicer to you. And then when they think you're getting mistreated, they like you better. You know what I'm saying? They like you better. They're like, oh man, this poor boy, our daughter's a menace. You know, this poor guy. And then they want to pet you and tell you it's going to be okay. You win. So, do that. Have you noticed? Here's something, Sarah. Have you noticed this? Because this is a thing. And I just watched another video about it, like just now. It's been a wave where it's gotten super popular for dudes to try to holler at studs recently. There's a lot of videos about that. And the first time I saw it, it was Drewski, where I guess he's got a friend that's on like a lot of his videos, and she's a stud. And, I don't know, he's been trying to get with her. But now it's like, it's not just Drewski anymore. There's a lot of videos of dudes trying to get with studs, and then there's skits, man. It's like a lot. It's like a lot. So I don't know what that is, man. I was hoping somebody would be on here to tell me, like, what's going on in the culture, man. Is that where it's going? Is that what people are talking about on the streets? She said, because some may fold and they do look good even as studs. That's what Sarah was saying. I mean, I don't know, for myself, personal taste, you know what I mean? Personal taste. But I'm also a dude that I don't even like girls that be working out extra hard. I don't even like that much. Like, you know, I don't want anything on my girl's body to be hard. All right? Let me just put that out. I don't want your stomach to be hard. I don't want your thighs to be hard. I don't want nothing on my girl's body to be hard. All right? Eat up, ladies. All right? Because I don't want nothing to be hard. Now, I know some dudes that don't like it the way that I like it. I know some dudes that, you know, like women to work out really hard and, you know, really tight, firm type. You know, and they don't want nothing flabby, but I don't know. So for me, studs are not attractive, but that's because, you know, they tend to be, you know, more harder, firm, you know, toned individuals, and it's just not for me. What's that? She said they like to be dominated, but still with the female. Oh, dudes do. Yeah, I'm not, and that's another thing. I'm not that. I'm the opposite of that. I don't like dominant females in the sense that wanting them to actually be dominant over me. Like, I like the challenge of a dominant female thinking that she could, you know, somehow dominate over me, because it doesn't ever work. And I just always find it funny that they try. But, you know, in the sense that I actually want her to be dominant, I do not feel that way at all. Not even a little bit. So, but I imagine there are dudes out there that do want to be dominated over. And obviously, there's dudes that are into BDSM and all that stuff, so they got to be out there. But if you do that with a stud, then you're actually still with a female. And see, that's getting into that gray territory. That's getting into that gray territory. Because to do it with a stud, do certain things with a stud under the umbrella that, oh, it's still a female, you know, where's that line? I think y'all get where I'm going. Where's the line where, even though it is still a female, that doesn't mean you can just do anything? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's got to be a line somewhere. There's got to be a line somewhere. The good thing about it, I think, is medically it's safer. You know what I mean? You're doing certain stuff. You're not crisscrossing that line as a man, as a male. You're not going back and forth. You're staying on one side of the line. I mean, it's definitely safer medically. No denying that. So, I'd say that's a good enough reason to do it in my mind. Good enough reason to do it. But I just thought it's interesting, man, because it's a phenomenon. Like, I imagine dudes were hollering at studs long before any of this. But it wasn't like mainstream. It wasn't something like a bunch of dudes were doing or admitting to doing. But now it's like it's getting, you know what I mean? Like I said, if you look on Instagram right now and just scroll through videos, you're gonna find a video where dudes are hollering at studs and making them feel. It's funny because the studs be like blushing when they be getting complimented, and like the dudes be like, you know, landing on thick trying to holler at them. The studs can't help it. At the end of the day, they're still females. They still like to be complimented and told they're pretty and all this other stuff. So it's funny to watch them get really uncomfortable when they get showered with feminine comments. Like, oh, that is... If you want to get entertained, watch some of those videos because that is hilarious. Some of them get angry because they feel like, you're being disrespectful. I'm a dude, or, you know what it is and you're being disrespectful. But sometimes they're eating it up, man. They love it. They love it. It's hilarious. So you should have me on the show to talk about this before. Does that happen to her? Have you ever seen that? 'Cause I ain't gonna lie, I bought her for what's the name, for Valentine's Day. I got her a rose. Because, like I said, still nah, you're still a female. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna buy everybody else in the office a flower and then not her. You know what I'm saying? She's a stud. That'd be cold. So I did, and she appreciated it. You know what I mean? I didn't know how that was gonna go, to be honest. I didn't know how it was gonna go, but she appreciated it. It wasn't like I wasn't trying to get with her, but it was, just a nice gesture, just because everybody, like I said, all the females in the office got one. So I don't know, man. But have you ever seen you bought my? Man, I'm talking about way before. I don't even think were we even friends then? Valentine's Day? Yeah, I think we were friends by Valentine's Day. But you were definitely still with Big Guy. Like, definitely. Like, that was in the middle of that. Think about that. February of this year, where were you? What? It's just outrageous. Like I said, it wasn't like that. It was just because everybody got one. But, man, I think that, matter of fact, we had a conversation about you not getting one because you was, Big Guy was supposed to be doing that. That's his part. Anyway, yeah, but that's my question is, that was before you, exactly. That's my question. Have you ever seen her get hollered at by a dude? Sure, it happened, but like, what happens? Like, what does she do? You know what I mean? When it happened, like, that would be interesting. I would laugh just to watch it be like uncomfortable. There's still females there. Exactly, there's still females at the end of the day. That is what you gotta understand. And I think when it comes to really everything, you still gotta understand that there's still females at the end of the day. So you gotta kind of treat them like that to some degree. As females. But anyway, but the idea of hollering at them, trying to get with them is different. So it does happen to her, and she be like, "Nah, I'm good." That's crazy. Like in the club and stuff is where it happens. You know what I mean? That's crazy though. That's crazy. It used to not be like that. That used to not be a thing. She'd thank them and keep it pushing. That's so wild. That's so wild. That. So I'm not crazy, y'all. It's a thing, man. Dudes are hollering at studs and they mean it. And they're like, yo, that's funny. That's funny in the sense that used to not be a thing, man. It used to not be a thing. If anything, it used to be a thing that you had to try to not get in a fight with the studs. Because, like, if you try to talk to that girl, they react like a dude would react. Like, yo, that's my girl. You knew it was my girl. What are you doing? They'll jump on you, man. They will jump on you. So but you can't fight them. They're still girls. You know what I mean? They're still women, I should say. Not girls. They're not girls. They're still women. So you can't be fighting women, man, even if they jump on you. So I don't know. If that's the thing that I was used to seeing or came up with. But this new thing about trying to get with them. Now, I do know a girl who had an aunt that was a stud that came up pregnant. And she didn't know she was pregnant until she was like about to give birth type stuff. And like it went from hey auntie with the fitted cap to the side to hey such in the hospital, they think she's giving birth. And everybody's like, she's what? And then they was like, yo, how'd that even happen? And she was like, man, smoking weed with my homeboy. Smoking weed with my homeboy. God, just couldn't fight the feeling, I guess. I said, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. But hey, man, that's how it happens, man. And then come to find out, that happens more often than you think. But they be like best friends. You know what I mean? Like the stud and the dude be best friends, and that's how it used to happen. Nowadays, they just getting them, man. They just catching them. But that's crazy. That's wild. If y'all got any experiences of seeing something like that, or have any family members that end up pregnant that were studs, I would love to hear about that in the comments. So that would be a good topic. But yeah, I would love to get her on there. So he said that's why you say no to drugs. Exactly. I want to talk to your baby mom too and get her experience with that, because that's wild, man. That's something to, like, you know, a window into a world that you don't know anything about type thing. You know what I mean? Like, what is that like for that to happen to you, and what are the feelings that go along with that? Boom, 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 boom. I wanted to talk about Meagan Good. I'm going to talk about Meagan Good, but here's the thing. I'm not going to talk about Meagan Good tonight because I need time. I need time to really address what I think are all the things that are wrong with what happened with that situation. Okay? So, and the reason why is because there's a lot of women, but we posted it. We posted it on the page for this show. If you haven't seen it, go look at it. But we posted it, and a lot of women, from the feedback I got, didn't see nothing wrong with it. Didn't feel like she did nothing wrong, and that is not the answer. It's not the answer. Because if it was so benign and not a big deal at all, it wouldn't have made the news like it did, man. That thing blew up and went viral. There's been skits made about it. There's a lot of memes made about it. And so what that tells me is men can immediately see what's wrong with what happened there. And women can't see it. They don't see nothing wrong with it. And so let's address it from a male point of view, what we see was wrong with it, and then women can, supply a rebuttal of some sort that they would like. Okay, so I'm going to save that one. I think, what's today, Tuesday? Probably like Thursday-ish. I want to do a straight to YouTube show, and it'll be on that show. I'll put it on the YouTube show so I have enough time to really get into what I think is wrong, because there's several things. Cool. So, hey, appreciate y'all coming to the live show tonight. All right. And like I said, just doing it for old time's sake, getting the show in the canister, so to speak. But we'll be back for the YouTube show. Please go to the YouTube channel, like and subscribe, and comment on the video so that we can get our interactions up and be able to go live on YouTube. Until next time, appreciate you. God bless you. Good night.